ladies. Welcome to Well Honestly, the podcast, sponsored by Brown Women Wellness. I'm Andretta, a functional nutrition wellness coach.
And I'm Akila. We are your mother-daughter hosts, bringing two different generations together weekly to educate you on all things related to health, nutrition, financial, and mental wellness during these changing times.
Once we know what choices we have, we can do better because we know the struggle to stay healthy is real.
We invite you to come as you are, but leave inspired to become your best healthy self. So let's get started.
Hey, Keela.
39 episodes.
Yeah, we're getting there, right?
Are we coming up on our year?
In
When
a
did
few
we
months.
start this?
I think we started in
December.
Yeah.
Or November?
I don't remember.
Can't remember, but I know it was at the end of the year.
It's getting close.
Wow.
We've been consistent.
Shout out to y'all for holding us down and listening.
For sure.
Share the wealth, share the health.
And don't forget to find us everywhere, y'all. And tell your friends about this podcast, please.
Yes, Brown Women Wellness everywhere.
Everywhere. But this is Well Honestly podcast, which you'll find it under Well Honestly. We try to be honest too, don't we, Keela?
I'm honest.
I know we are. This is probably one of the most honest wellness podcasts you're going to find out there.
Yeah, this is a fact. This is a fact.
So let's talk about this upcoming episode. Now, we're going to do this one in two parts because it's so much.
Yeah.
It's going to hit home too.
Yeah.
It's going to hit home.
This one
hit home.
is all about your mental health. We are doing a conscious effort in balancing out our episodes with not only just nutrition, but with real life things like mental health. That you can, key takeaways that you can take with you to really help yourself. Because we always say this, and I'm going to get off my soapbox real quick. It all starts in the mind.
Mm-hmm.
So everything that we tell you to do with, changing your lifestyle and incorporating different things on a holistic level, you can't do any of that if your mind state is not in the right mode that it needs to be in.
But you know what I'm finding? I don't know if it's a sign of the times, but a lot of Black people now are embracing therapists.
Absolutely.
For their mental health. It seems like there was a time when you couldn't mention going to a therapist, to a Black person. They would go, who, me?
Yeah,
but
I
now,
remember that.
But now, since I think there was the sign of the times and where the world is, they're all over the internet. You can literally plug your laptop in and talk to a therapist right on your laptop.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm happy to see that because it's actually making it more affordable for people to do that, because the stigma to therapists was, I don't have no money to go lay on somebody's couch and tell them about my life.
Right.
Because they charge like big money to do that. So I'm glad they're making it more affordable by making it more accessible.
I'm not gonna hold you up. If you are in therapy, you understand, especially if you have a good therapist, you understand the benefits.
Mm-hmm.
So it is worth it. And if you are not, please know that it doesn't mean anything is wrong with you.
Right.
It doesn't mean that, it doesn't mean what you think it means, whatever that may be in a negative light when it comes to therapy.
It had a stigma.
It will actually save your life, because it's wonderful to talk to friends and family and all that jazz, if that's what you do.
That's their opinion, though.
Right. But it is even better if you actually get to be yourself and be open with someone who can help you, who's trained to give you some gems, some tools, and some guidance on strengthening your mental health.
So on that note, when we come back, we're going to name 18 things you can do to gain peace in your life.
All 18 in this episode?
No, we're going to do 9 in episode 39, and you're going to have to come back next week to listen to the others because it's a lot.
All right.
But the whole idea is some of the stuff you may already be doing and some of the stuff you may want to start doing. But this should be very interesting, so stay tuned. Are you tired of being tired? Are you aching, have pain in unexplained places? At the root of all diseases like diabetes and high blood pressure and many more is chronic inflammation. There are 10 wild-crafted organic hand-picked herbs in the Be Well anti-inflammation tea that will help calm those flames. Go to brownwomenwellness.com and get 15% off by putting in the code WellHonest15.
Well, all right now, so let's get into it, shall we?
Guess what the first one is?
I don't know.
Arguing with people.
Okay.
All right. So Remember, these are things that you can do to gain peace in your life. Stop arguing with people.
Honey, don't waste your time.
Oh, don't waste your breath.
Because you know what? What is an argument for anyway? Like, if you really think about it, most people have already made up in their mind how they feel and what they're going to do.
So they're going to argue about it?
Yeah. And when you argue, you're trying to convince or you're trying to, change a course in something that has already been determined.
True.
So it's a waste of time.
It's just you're wasting.
You can say what you want to say, but you don't have to argue about it.
All right. Number 2, wasting energy on one-sided relationships.
Honey, child, let me tell you something.
So a one-sided relationship is the kind of relationship that you feel, here's an example. Let's say you may be in friend zone, but the person that you with is this what we're talking about?
Yeah.
One-sided relationships?
Yeah.
So if you're dating someone, it's been a while since I've been in the dating world, but
let me break it down.
Okay, please.
So what you're basically trying to say is that you could be in a relationship, quote unquote, with someone, and they're not in a relationship with you.
Okay.
That's a one-sided delusion as well.
Oh, wow. That's not good.
You can also be in one-sided friendships. And the thing about one-sided relationships in general is that most times, you don't realize it. It takes something for you to kind of wake up and be like, wait a minute. So-and-so
So you're the one doing all the calling. You're the one doing all of the, and setting up dates and stuff like that.
You're always the one doing something.
And the other person is going along
with you. That's a one-sided
you.
relationship, y'all. And it's not beneficial to you.
Wasting energy.
Because also you're going to feel resentful. All these emotions and things are going to come up, and it's just not good. So it's really good to open up your eyes if you feel like you're in a one-sided. And also check yourself if you are the beneficiary of someone always doing a thing and you're not doing anything.
So
sometimes it's you. So,
this is true. All right, number 3, overcommitting your time when you don't have the energy.
I am notorious for this.
I think we all are.
I'm getting better though, but this used to be a struggle for me.
Yeah, because overcommitting your time is easy to do. And it's easy to fall into that trap. I call that a trap. And you don't have the energy. So if you don't have the energy, don't do it.
And it's okay. It's okay if you don't have the energy. It's okay to miss out on some things. It's okay to be like,
that fear of missing out.
Yeah, like sometimes you're not missing out on a damn thing.
It's got a whole word.
You
FOMO.
just feel like you are because people want to be, especially now that we're back outside. It's like you just got to be in the mix. But if you don't got it internally, child, sit down. They will be there.
All right, number 4, accepting and excusing toxic behavior because it's more comfortable than changing.
That's a doozy. And that's something that's a hard pill to swallow for a lot of us. I have been there.
Excusing the toxic behavior. So you see somebody actually being, and it's toxic.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
But what do? Just make up excuses for the people instead of, because you just gotten comfortable with them.
Yep.
Especially if it's a long-time friendship.
Yeah.
And they're toxic now.
Honey.
Now, I'm going to tell you something. This is one of the things about being the age that I am, because I've gotten more comfortable. You get more comfortable in your skin as you get older. You don't find yourself having time for that stuff, and you cut it off a lot quicker. But in my 30s and my 20s, 30s, and 40s, you're right. I stayed with those kind of around that behavior longer than I would. But right now, honey, let me tell you something. One of the things I love about being 60 plus, you cut that sapsucker off quick.
Well,
okay?
I think nowadays with the way the world is turning and changing and with just everything in life, you'd be surprised that a lot of people aren't accepting the BS anymore. I actually just went through a friend breakup. Something that was along this line. And we might have been toxic for each other. Who knows? I definitely know I experienced a lot of toxicity in that relationship. But, and that was a long time friendship, right? And I mean, is it really broken? Probably. But it can't go back to the toxicness of it. So it's almost like, y'all, if you see it and you feel it and it's in your gut, that's what it is.
Well, I applaud you for making the change.
It wasn't easy.
Yeah, some people don't.
And unfortunately, we had to go through a very big, catastrophic situation for that change to happen.
Isn't that the way it usually happens?
Yeah. You can't, all that, peace and light, you wake up one day and you're like, yeah, I'm just done. No, it don't ever really happen like that, y'all. And those people who would do, more power to you, please let us know how you do it.
Okay.
Because typically something's going to happen to spark this type of change. And that's okay too. It's life. It happens.
All right, let's go to number 5. And I think everybody can relate to this. Allow a dysfunctional family member to steal your joy.
Let me tell you something.
Ooh, baby, I think we all got one dysfunctional or more.
Nobody can steal your joy faster than that one family or group of family members that is just not it. Don't allow it. You got to create boundaries with your family.
Ooh, child. I'm gonna tell you something. Man, that dysfunctional family member stealing your joy is, I think all of us can relate to that. Somebody's got somebody in their family that when they walk in the room, they just suck all the air out.
Oh, funny. Or they are an energy vampire. They will literally just change your whole consonants. And it's just like with BS.
Yeah, and sometimes, because they're a family member, you find yourself trying to walk on eggshells to make them feel comfortable, which goes back to the one we just talked about, trying to make other people feel comfortable when you don't feel comfortable. So, but hey, let's keep remember, this is about gaining peace in our life.
Right.
So,
hey, check this out, right? Before we move on to the next one. No one gets it right all the time. So this is just providing perspective, y'all. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's easier said than done.
Yeah.
But it can be done. And everybody has to arrive to these points in their own season and time.
And they do. It don't happen overnight.
It doesn't.
But the good news is what we're doing is making you aware of some of these things. If you are aware, your awareness is 90% of it. Because once you're aware of what's going on, then you can sit back and try to figure out or let it happen. You say, oh man, here he comes. He just steal my joy. And see, sometimes you don't even know he was stealing your joy.
You don't know. You be that in the weeds of it that you don't even realize it. But I'm gonna tell you something. Like my grandmother actually used to say this all the time. When you get tired enough, you do something different.
Okay.
So,
All right. Number 6. Now, this is a big one.
Trying to fix people as an act of love.
When I was younger and I used to have boyfriends that I knew need fixing, I was real guilty of this. I would sit there and try to make them change and fix them to fit me. Of course, it never works out, but you feel like because you're, oh, I love you, I'm going to fix you. It never works out.
Stop trying to fix people. I think if anything, accept people for who they are.
That's what you pretty much have to do. And you're
good, bad, and in between.
But it's because it's whose piece is it about? It's about your piece.
Yeah.
Okay, not their piece.
Yeah.
Your piece.
You also, if you think about it too, if you're like one of those people that like to fix people, you probably don't want to be fixed. So think about that. If you don't want to be fixed, why do you think other people want to be fixed?
It works two ways.
It does. It's a two-way street. So just allow people to be. And if it doesn't fit, if that piece of the puzzle doesn't fit in the equation, it's okay to remove it. Or just be like, okay, maybe that'll fit somewhere else later on.
I know that's right. Okay. All right. I hear you.
Yep.
Number 7, discarding boundaries to fit comfortably in other people's lives.
Oh, child. I am triggered. Because I have been guilty of this time and time and time again.
I think we all have at some point.
Listen.
Because the boundary thing, trying to fit comfortably in other people's lives, I think we get caught up, and you could, what? The thing about that is you'll be feeling a certain kind of way inside your body. You don't feel that calmness and that peace. And one of the things that I think we should all start doing is connecting with how we actually feel.
Yeah.
Just if you feel, you could tell. I mean, if you got, especially if you got to change up something, when that person comes around you, you know right away if you got to make some changes that person, something is not right.
For those of us like myself who are in tune with how they feel, it's also important to zoom out of your feelings and maybe take a minute and a pause to gain a better perspective of everything too. Because sometimes, you that's a quick way to also not have boundaries too, is always being too connected to everything as well. I am guilty of that. But let me tell y'all something. If it don't, what did it say with OJ?
OJ said if it don't fit,
if it don't fit, you must have quit. And I'm gonna put it. That's so old. I just show my age. We show the age.
I know, right?
But I'm gonna put it to it like this: If it don't fit, quit it.
Okay.
That's the quickest way to get your peace back. If it ain't working out, I don't care what it is.
Pay attention to how you feel.
Pay attention to how you feel, because your feelings don't. Now listen, feelings, what I learned in therapy, see, this is why therapy is important.
Oh, we get a therapy
What I learned
lesson,
about
y'all.
therapy, feelings aren't always facts.
Okay, absolutely.
But the facts are the facts. But your feelings will lead you to a fact. But you got to pay attention to it.
That was a word, Keela.
Yeah, man.
All right, number 8. Holding on to limited beliefs about your life, self-worth, and potential.
I'm currently going through this. Believe it or not, I'll be transparent and honest about that.
That's good. This is a transparent show.
Yeah.
Tell us about it.
It's hard when you've created a belief about, yourself and life and all that in general, and it gets subconscious, it's hard to change it. When you want to change it, that's when the beauty of it all starts.
Mm-hmm.
But the actual changing, it's not a linear approach. So, I'm on this thing now where I'm challenging my self-worth beliefs, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And it goes so deep, because you'll find yourself like, I just did that because I'm not as confident as I thought I was, or I just said that because I don't believe X, Y, Z.
Mm-hmm.
That's when you start to become aware. And the key to all of this is, when you have limited beliefs, is to give yourself grace.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't want to believe that anymore, make a conscious effort. Say, you know what? I don't believe that anymore. But when you do this, you have to do this on a basis where it's a consistent thing throughout your life. And next thing you know, things have changed.
What is the name of that show that Gabrielle Union was on, and she had the Post notes all over her mirror?
Being Mary Jane.
Being Mary Jane.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the Post note thing always struck a chord in me, because when she woke up in the morning, if she needed to convince herself of her own beliefs, she would write things on a Post note, put it on the mirror, and read it out loud to herself, so that she wouldn't fall into that limited belief.
At the time, it was like, this is corny, but it actually
now it makes sense.
It actually holds up. It really, really does.
Yeah.
So yeah, challenge yourself. It's okay to challenge like how you feel, and it's okay to challenge that thought that may not work for you anymore. It's super okay. And it's also okay to not know how to change the belief. Let me tell you something. There is prayer, there is meditation, there's fasting, there's therapy, there's just sitting still for a second. All these things can actually help you start to redirect the thoughts that are keeping you basically in place and stuck.
And, I remember when I changed my mindset about how much money I wanted to make in my life. And I read a book and started following Abraham Hicks. Remember that? And I would listen to Abraham Hicks over and over again in my ear until I believed it. And trust me, eventually my life did change. My worth did change because I took on. So what it comes down to is, who are you around? What are you, what's your environment?
And what you allow.
And what you allow, and what you're listening to. Cut back on social media, guys. And also make sure that, you're around what you want to be. That's why you hear some people say, if you really want to level up, you got to be around people who are leveled up, So otherwise you're going to find yourself. So, hey.
And Chad, that be the problem. Let me step on the soapbox for one quick second. Here's what I'm actually tired of. It's like, everybody's not leveled up.
No.
But you have social media, like you just said. This is why it's important to take a break from social media, because if you let social media tell it, everybody's leveled up.
On Instagram,
everybody is leveled up.
Wait a minute. I'm going to tell you a fun fact. So you be on these social media sites, and you know these people personally, and you're looking at what they're posting, and you go, now,
good daggone well, that is
it's not
true.
Right? But
Stop it.
But to the world, they don't know any better. But this is how people start wanting to be like that person, and they start. See, that's the thing that's happened in this world that we didn't have before social media. Now you look at it and you say, oh man, and it makes these little girls want to. That's why you got little girls now that they want to look grown, because they want to look like the images that they see out there. So anyway, I think that
no.
Okay.
So yeah, it's definitely a thing, and I can't stand it. It's okay to not be where you want to be. And it's okay to not want to. See, there's one thing, to fake it till you make it. Okay, sure. I have a problem with that statement anyway, in general. But it's okay to get to where you want to go. Progress, not perfection.
All right. So we don't want to, because we're going to have to come back next week.
No, we have one more.
Oh, we do. Oh, right. Oh, pretending to be happy when you're hurt. Now, I'm guilty of that one.
Me too.
Because it's easier. They say laughter makes the world go round. Mm-hmm. So you just try to pretend that you're happy when you're actually hurting on the inside. Some people consider that just being fake and phony, but the truth of the matter is sometimes you got to laugh through the pain,
Yeah.
but
Well, I think more importantly, it's okay to acknowledge that everything is not okay.
Yeah, it is.
You can be hurting, but you don't have to sit in the hurt. You can get over the hurt, but it takes time. So if you find moments of joy, take it.
People approach this a little differently because I know grieving is on one end of this.
Yes.
Everybody grieves differently.
Yes.
And I've seen some people grieve. They just take off work. They take off everything and they don't want to talk to nobody. You can't even find them. They don't answer their phone. They don't do anything. Then you got other people who want to go out into the world and they want to be around everybody and they need to have the comfort of peace. So everything happens differently. People react differently to when they're hurting. So I guess, I guess we shouldn't say pretending to be happy is a bad thing, but.
Well, it's okay to not be okay.
But it's okay to not be okay.
And like I said, if you find moments of joy, take it. That doesn't mean that the hurt is gone necessarily, but listen, don't sit in your pain for too long.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Acknowledge it, understand it. It will pass. Like Grandma used to say all the time, this too shall pass.
Right.
But when you have your joy moments, take it. Right now, I'm not in the best of spirits. I'll be honest. But I take my joy when I can.
Okay.
All right. It's okay.
All right.
It'll be all right.
Okay. So that's all for today's folk. We got a lot to think about. We gave you a lot to think about, right?
We did. I hope that this resonated.
I hope it does too, because everybody got their non-negotiables.
Yeah, and also, a lot of times people don't want to talk about feelings. They don't want to talk about all these type of things, but they always want to talk about how they got everything together. And it's like, that's just not true.
Correct.
And it's okay. I just want everybody to know it's okay to have feelings and to feel and to do differently to feel better.
Yep.
So listen, we want to hear from you. If this resonated, please let us know. You can find us in our Facebook group, Brown Women Wellness. You can find us online, brownwomenwellness.com, across all social media, Brown Women Wellness. Email us and let us know what you think. How has this maybe affected you? Maybe some eye openers. Give us some things that we need to add to the list of peace.
Yep.
info@brownwomenwellness.com. But yeah, we would love to hear from you all.
And we'll be back with the next episode.
Yes.
Come back because we've got 9 more things that happen to us.
Yes, we do. Okay. So we'll talk to you later. Bye. Thank you for listening to Well Honestly, the podcast. If you want to know more about us and our products, check us out over on our website at brownwomenwellness.com. And remember, ladies, we are not doctors, and any information shared by us is not medical advice. Always follow your doctor's advice.
And don't forget to rate and review our podcast and let us know what you loved about this week's episode. And please subscribe to wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. Feel free to email us and let us know what you would like to hear more of from us. Don't be afraid to say hi. We'll say hi right back to you.
Don't forget to find us across all social platforms at Brown Women Wellness. As always, show notes with the links to what we talked about today in this week's episode will be in the description box below. Thanks for listening.